I'd like to talk a little bit about rules, not the kinds of rules that regulate road traffic or how to eat in public, although I suppose maybe we'll touch on those. Imagine this. External reality, which is this, right? External reality has a set of rules. And I guess that means if there's a red light at the traffic stop, you stop the car, and if it's a green light, you go. If you're having a dinner in a restaurant, for instance, then you understand the rules of behavior with respect to eating, etc. If a drunk person comes up to your table in a restaurant and starts trying to have a chummy conversation with you and makes you feel uncomfortable and everyone's looking, then that's a violation of the rules of external reality. Everyone recognizes that's a violation. Even the drunk person, well, if they weren't drunk, would recognize it's a violation of the rules of external reality. Okay, so we've got these rules of external reality. If you're a normal person, an ordinary person, you know how to navigate the world and you know how to not break the rules of your particular culture. Not to say the rules are necessarily useful, but you know how to not break them. Now, everybody dreams. Not everyone remembers dreams, but everyone dreams. And the rules in dreams are completely different. There are no rules in dreams. In your dreams, you could be emperor of the world, or you could be murdered every night, or you could be on a Titanic sinking ship. I mean, there are no rules, right? There are absolutely no rules. Anything can happen. You can fly, you can do anything at all. So that's fair. I guess you'd agree with that, right? There are no rules in dreams. So we have external reality, which is the out here, and we have dreams, which is entirely non-conscious in the sense that you're asleep. And so we've got hard and fast rules. We've got no rules at all. I'm going to put dreams at the back of the head here. Okay? And then we have our mind. Now, the mind has a different set of rules to external reality. Okay, in the mind, we can imagine things that couldn't possibly happen. So I could imagine a dragon flying around, right? Okay. But the mind has a different set of rules from external reality, that's fine. And it also has a different set of rules for dreams. But we tend to assume the mind has the same set of rules as external reality. We tend to assume that what occupies our mind, what is in our mind, is accurate, true, valid. It's just what it is, right? That's how I think. That's what I think about that. That's what that experience is. That's how I see it. We tend to assume that our mind is accurate and true, a true representation of external reality. We don't recognize that the mind has different rules to external reality, which again you'll recognize as level 1 consciousness. We tend to assume that what's in our mind is true. What's in our mind is fiction. What's in our mind is simply a representation that we are creating of our interpretation of the external world, right? There's no way that what's in our mind can be true. I mean, I could be thinking about Cavaliers and Roundheads. I could be thinking about Pirates of the Caribbean, right? And I just discount that stuff. But I could also be thinking about somebody bullying me at work, or I could be thinking about a low self-esteem issue, or I could be thinking about people don't like me, and I'll take that to be true. So the mind sits somewhere, in my opinion, between dreams and the external reality. It has a different set of rules to both. It's not completely fantasy, but it's not hard reality either. And we fail to see that our mind is not the same as external reality, and we treat it like it is. And consequently, we tend to assume that what's in our mind is true. So if you feel anxious, you assume it's true. If you feel depressed, you assume it's for good reason and that it's true. If you feel that if you have obsessive compulsive tendencies, you feel it's absolutely important to do that thing to stop that bad thing from happening. Okay? We fail to really inspect and challenge the contents of our consciousness. And that means, therefore, that we're pretty much at the beck and call, at the whim of random mind stuff, actually. And that's not helpful, because it's just not. You can imagine all sorts of terrible things. And as Mark Twain famously said, "In my life I have experienced many terrible things, most of which never happened." And that's the nature of the mind, right? Brilliant at creating all sorts of weird stuff that never happens. And that's the basis for anxiety. So, have a think about this. External reality has one set of rules. Dreams doesn't have any rules. The mind is different from both. It conforms to some version of reality because you have your virtual reality simulator in here, of course. But it doesn't necessarily conform to all the rules of reality. But we don't recognize it, right? We don't recognize that fact. And recognizing that fact liberates you from the tyranny of your mind. It's a nice thought, isn't it? Liberates you from the tyranny of your mind. You could actually take some control back and actually make your life go how you want it to go, rather than the randomness of whatever your mind happens to be thinking about. I hope you found this interesting. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen.